All right, brother Dane, welcome to your video breakdown. Stoked to create this for you. In this video breakdown, I'm going to give you two topics that'll help you level up your surfing. The first one is going to be wave reading and positioning, and the second one is going to be your frontside barrel stance. So let's get into wave reading and positioning. Take a look at your first clip here. Oh, we got you wiping out, but that's all right. So I want to explain how I choose to read barreling waves. So when I'm looking at waves, specifically looking for barrels, I'm trying to identify three parts of the wave. The first one's the peak, where the wave's going to break first. We can see it feather in there, starting to break. The second one is the barrel line. So we look for the section of the wave next to the peak, and we look for it nice and walled up. We see that there's not a lot of change in elevation there from the peak, so we can assume that this wave's going to barrel. The third section of the wave that we look for is the taper. So we see at the end of this wave here, the wave drops in elevation, and that means that we can expect an exit. And so if we take a look at where you're taking off here, the peak was about there, and you're taking off kind of at the very end of the barrel line, which is a really difficult place to take off. First of all, we miss the opportunity to ride the barrel all the way through the barreling section. And second of all, this is where the wave has a lot of power. It's where it's pitching. And so the drop here is actually a lot more difficult. And so what we look to do is to take off. We look to take off before the wave is broken, and ideally right next to the peak. And so this is going to be the easiest place to drop in. And if you drop in with good technique, you'll have the speed to drop in, ride through the barreling section of the wave, and if the taper's there at the end, you'll have the exit. And so on our missions, we practice with you identifying the three parts of the barreling wave, but also when we're out there surfing with you, we just want you to get quality reps, so we help you with positioning to get in the right spot, to get you quality reps so that you can work on your drop-ins, your stance, and hopefully get some visions. And the next thing that I want to cover with you is your frontside barrel stance. So let me pull up your other clip here. And I was pretty impressed because you're doing a lot of things right. And so this wave didn't barrel, but we can even play it here. I was assuming that you were expecting it to barrel and that you were getting prepared. And so let's pause it right there. And what I really love about your stance, man, is your forward momentum. You have your head leaning forward over your knee, which is great. You have your back knee tucked, which is really allowing you to get your weight on your front foot. Your back foot is also choked up a bit. It's not way back here on the pad, which is further allowing you to get that forward momentum. And those things are excellent, man. The one thing that can really help you level up your frontside barrel stance is just your upper body positioning. So let me explain here. Right now, you're riding with that right arm pointed forward, which is good in some circumstances, but the ideal barrel positioning that we want is to actually not have our chest pointed so much this way, but to have our chest more squared up to the wall of the wave. And so if we're pointing this right arm forward, what happens is if this wave were to barrel, we run the risk of taking too low of a line and that wave breaking on us and us falling. What we want to do to really maintain a bit of a higher line is to start to rotate our chest so that it's squared up to the wall of the wave. And we do that with two cues. Number one, just bring that right hand back close to you. And number two, we can focus on getting our head close to the wall. And that should also help to square up your stance to the wave. And so this allows us to get more compact. It allows us to take a higher line. And it also gives us access to our speed control. And so in order to demonstrate this, I want to show a clip of John Florence here, the GOAT, and just show you what his upper body positioning looks like here. So if you watch him take off on this wave, gonna pause it right there. Now, we see that his right arm is back. It's not pointed forward, and his chest is more or less squared up to the wave. Man, I can't draw on this. Okay, now I can draw again. So he's got his chest more or less squared up to the wave. He doesn't have that right arm pointed this way, which would cause his chest to be pointed down toward a lower line of the wave. And he's got his right arm back there near him. So you can see he's nice, low, compact. He's close to the wall of the wave so he can fit in the small barrel. And I just want to point out right here what he's doing with that right arm at this point. So we can see right arm is actually digging into the face of the wave. And so this is how we control our speed on our front side. We use our back arm. And so we can see he's still got a ton of forward lean as he's surfing here. His head's way over his front knee. His back knee is tucked. He's choked up from his tail pad there. But he's able to slow down just enough to let this section of the wave barrel over him by using that back arm. And so when we got that back arm forward, we lose access to our speed control. We're kind of just like full gear trying to move. If we got that back arm closer to us, we can put it into the wave when we want to slow down, and then we can move it slightly forward when we want to, get through the barrel and make it. So I also want to point out here at the very end of the wave, right here, we can take a look at where his right arm is now. Now his right arm pointed forward. And he does this so that he can make that wave come out the doggy door, take that low line, and make the barrel. So let's watch that one more time. Bang. That's when he decides to take the low line and point that back arm forward. And so, number one, if we're looking for the exit of the wave, that's when we throw our back arm. Number two, if we're in a really hollow, juicy, crazy barrel and we don't need to take a high line, there's lots of room in the barrel, you'll see that a lot of guys are throwing that back arm forward to get more speed to make that barrel. But in most scenarios, when we're riding kind of more squeezy barrels where we really need to get in our right body positioning to make it, we want that right arm back close to us. We want our head close to the wall of the wave. And we want access to our speed control. We want to be able to put that arm in the water or in the face of the wave when we want to slow down. And so here I have me just performing this on land. Okay, so if we look here, this is with my right arm forward. This is a position I'm going to take when I want to take a low line, but I want you to notice where my head goes when I actually get that back arm back closer to me. My head actually gets way closer to the wall, which means I'm more compact. I'm able to fit in that smaller barrel. And then look, I have access to my speed control now. I can dig that arm when I want. I can pull it out, and we are cooking with gas. So I hope you found those two things useful, Dane. Let me know if you have any questions. Feel free to practice that at home, that proper barrel stance. Take it to your next session when you got some hollow waves, and hopefully you're getting super tubed.